welcome back to Happy Hour with HR, a podcast about navigating corporate spaces without compromising your wellness. I'm your host, DrMoe. Welcome, bienvenidos mi canal. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about the importance of loving your hair in corporate spaces. And so, because I know I always got to set the tone with a little story, because I've lived many lives, okay? Oh, is that a wasp? Okay, anywho. So I remember one time, like in my 20s, I was working at this restaurant, and this is when I had my first set of locks. These are my second set of locks. If you haven't seen my lock removal video, please go watch it. But yeah, I had my first set of locks, and so I was very experimental with my hair at the time in terms of like different styles. And I tried a different style, and I was a little self-conscious about it. And so I went over to my manager, who was a black woman at the time. I went over to her and I asked her, is my hair too ethnic? Basically, was the question that I asked her. And she was like, no, your hair is fine. It looks good. And I was like, okay, thank you. And I needed that confirmation. I needed that, I don't want to say it wasn't an affirmation, but I needed the validation that who I was showing up as was okay. Because the restaurant that I was working at, which was Ted's Montana Grill, the clientele is white people, okay? Because, not to say that melanated people, other type of ethnicities won't eat a bison, but I don't know, just white people. It was just like a lot of white clientele, white old white man clientele. And so I was afraid of, like, this is so weird, and this is why I'm making this video. I was afraid that my existence of like being creative with my hair, because not only is it just a way of being creative, but sometimes I feel like as a melanated woman, my hair needs creativity. Like, it needs just to be switched up just for healthiness reasons. I don't know, that's just my little theory. But I felt as if my existence was too much because of how I want to creatively showcase my hair. Like, saying that out loud, especially in my older age, that is so fucked up. That is just such a fucked up mentality to have. But I also want to provide this context too of like the era that I grew up in which I grew up in the 90s, in which your job was literally your identity. And I'm not saying that it wasn't like that in previous decades, but that's what I was taught, that my job is my identity. So everything about how I showed up in the world needed to reflect my job. Like it needed my job and whatever company I was working for needed to be happy about how I showed up in the world just in general. Not just in the office, but just in the world in general. And so overall, my job consumed my identity, even to the point of my hair. And as I got older and I started, and times have changed obviously, but as I've gotten older, and I really just started to just love my natural hair and just love being natural, I didn't see any problem with being natural, especially in corporate spaces. And so I started to question that mindset that I was programmed to have for such a long time. And after I had that conversation with that manager, I felt foolish for asking the question. For one reason, because I'm an adult. And secondly, because it was like, why wouldn't it be okay? Like, it was a pretty hairstyle. I can't even remember what the hairstyle was, but I'm assuming it was pretty, you know? And so from that moment on, I tried to be very intentional about loving my hair, especially in corporate spaces. And because we cannot separate our corporate identity from our personal lives, I've also had to be very intentional about loving my hair and how I show up in my personal life as well, and how I have my hair show up in my personal life as well. And so, yeah, it's a journey, and it's a constant journey, because I feel that when my hair is like this, like not twisted or anything, I mean, I especially feel it from the Black community, because they understand the hair texture better, obviously, but it's this feeling as if I need to not like my natural self. It's this feeling as if I am not beautiful if my naps, or if my new growth is showing. And so it's a constant journey in my personal life to love how I look, and not let that be like the centralized focus of what I do. Now, it does help to look good while you're doing something, but it's the way that we define what looking good is that I have a problem with. Okay? Because sometimes it teaches you to self-hate, and we don't want to do that. Okay? And so so again, in this, so with this video, I'm just really trying to push and just be another advocate for people to just love your hair, especially the Black girls, or any type of woman or man out there. Just love your hair and wear it in a way that is healthy, but that also makes you feel empowered. And so these are the 3 reasons why I say you should love your hair in corporate spaces. Reason number 1, your job should not have that much control over you. Okay? Your job already controls the money that you make. It already controls your time. It controls your attire, what you wear. It controls your health. It controls damn near everything. If you can get a house. Y'all hear me now? Your job controls you. And don't keep giving them that much power. Don't keep giving them that much power, because why? Why are you doing that? Unless you want them to control everything, and that's how you want to live your life, then live your life like that, boo. But if you don't allow them to have that much control over you. Okay? The second reason as to why you should love your hair, especially in corporate spaces, is you have other things to do outside of your job. All right? I know you want your hair to be pressed, and you want your hair to be straight or whatever. Now, I'm mainly talking to Black women here, but you want your hair to be a certain way when you're at work. But then you got other things to do, i.e. go on vacation, and you probably want some braids in, or you probably want a style in that you don't want to overthink too much. You have to keep that in mind, that I have other things to do outside of this job, and I want my hair to look a certain way in order for me to do those things. So yeah, always keep that in mind. Will this hairstyle work in my corporate space, but also in my personal life? Because if it don't, then why are you stressing yourself out over it? And why are you letting your job stress you out over it? No, we don't want stress. Stress is a killer. We don't want a killer in our lives. Okay. Now let's move to number 3 The reason why you should love your hair in corporate spaces. Come on, let's go to number 3. The third reason is this. It's a boundary setter, all right? Your hair is growing out of your body, out of your head. The key word here is your, okay? This is not the company's body. This is not the company's head. This is your body, your head. Set that boundary. No. You're not about to control how I do my hair. Set the boundary. Because boundaries are healthy. And if you want to have longevity in the work that you're doing, and still be able to see yourself at the end, not get so lost in the work that you're doing, you have to set a healthy boundary. Your corporate relationship should have there should be the same expectations in your corporate relationship as it is in other relationships that you have in your life. Whether it's with your friendship, whether it's with parents, whether it's with romantic partners, whether it's with your kids, there should be a boundary. Because without boundaries, things will just run amok. And we're not doing that because we don't need more stress. Stress is a killer, my people. It kills. Don't let stress kill you. All right? So, yeah. So that was the third reason as to why you should love your hair in corporate spaces. But yeah, overall, I'm not saying that it's an easy thing to do, but I'm saying that just do it for yourself. Like, the best things in life are not going to be easy, but it's just going to be necessary. And you don't want to wake up one day and realize that, like, this job and the company that you're working for has literally had that much power over you. No. Live your best life, boo. Live your best life. So, again, just to wrap it up, the 3 reasons why I say you should love your hair in corporate spaces is this. Number 1, your job should not have that much control over you. Number 2, you have other things outside of your corporate life in which you might need a different hairstyle for. All right? And number 3, it's a clear boundary setter of, like, this job is not going to control the one thing that I can control, which is my hair. So that's about it for me, y'all. Thank you all for watching Happy Hour HR, and I will see you next time. Bye.